And what is up, guys? Welcome back to the OmegaGreed YouTube channel, where we do a whole bunch of fun things with cars, and we live inside the LA area, so we do videos around LA. To my channel, hey, what's up? My name is Jeffrey. We do videos on this 2018 Jeep Wrangler JL and the 2020 Hyundai Veloster N. So if you're new to my channel, consider subscribing. But with that out of the way, let's jump into the video. We are talking about if you are in the market for a Jeep Wrangler, should you get a Jeep JL, or would it be better to save that money and get a JK? Is it still worth buying a JK in 2021 or whenever you are watching this video? Let's jump right into things. Now, so this isn't my first Jeep Wrangler. I've owned a 2007 JK, and I also owned a 2010 JK alongside this 2018 JL. So I've had both vehicles for a decent amount of time, and I've spent a lot of time around both of them. So I think I have a pretty good grasp on both platforms. To be truly honest, it really depends on what you want to do with the vehicle. Now, I think it comes down to a couple main components. If you're just looking for a daily driver, just a car that you're just going to have and not really go off-roading or anything like that, and not do anything extreme, should you, if you want to buy a base or a lower trim level like JK, or buying a JL, honestly, I would say maybe get the JL, even though it will be a little bit more expensive. But the interior upgrades that you got from the JK to the JLs, it is pretty to me that's definitely worth it. If you just care about just having a car that you're just going to drive and you just like having Jeeps, honestly, I would get the JL, even though you are going to be paying a little bit more, but the interior is going to be worth it. The interior inside the JKs, especially inside the older models, so 2007 through 2011, I believe, or 2010, I want to say, those year models, the interiors, they were pretty bad. They were all plastic, really hard plastic. It wasn't until 2012, or 2011, I should say, that's when they upgraded the interior. And then in 2012, they upgraded the engine as well for the JKs. But for all the JLs, all of the interiors are a lot better than the JKs. Even, from when they did that mid-model refresh, they made it a little bit better with the JKs, but still the JLs are way better. So if you're looking for just a daily driver, I would say, honestly, just alone, the interior is better. But if you're looking to buy a platform that you can build up, now this is where it comes into play, where I think it might be worth getting a JK over the JL. Only because, granted, nowadays, all Wrangler prices, Wranglers, they hold their value incredibly well. All Wranglers do. But you can still get a better deal on a JK if it's, especially if it's one that already has a lift, already has bigger wheels and tires, and probably has some other upgrades to it. The negative side with that is you are buying someone else's project, but you could save yourself a good decent amount of money if you are looking to buy something that's going to be ready built, going off-road. Or even if you buy a stock JK, you are going to be saving yourself a couple thousands of dollars. Granted though, well, with that extra money that you're going to be saving, you can put that money into building the vehicle up and doing the upgrades that you want. Now, here's the tricky thing is, though, which is probably the reason why you're watching this video, is the price difference. Because like I said, Jeeps, they hold their value very well. If it was any other vehicle, it would make more sense to buy an older one if you are looking to build it up, because the price difference would be a lot more versus buying a newer one, buying an older generation. It's just that literally inside of the Jeeps, the price difference isn't always that black and white. You can probably, buying a JK, looking you can find some in the $20,000 range, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less, just depending on the year and the model and how many miles and stuff like that. Versus, you can find some that are pretty close to the price of a JL, which in that case, you're just well, if the price difference is not that much, why wouldn't I just buy a newer one or buy a new Jeep versus buying an older one? opinion, I still think it comes down to what you really want to do with it. When I was looking to buy this Jeep, I owned, other Jeeps before, and I was kind of debating, do I really want to get a JL, or I could save, still a couple $1,000s and buying like another JK, and I could probably get a little more bang for my buck. I could have bought like a Rubicon for around the same price as this Sport that I bought the JL. Personally, it came down to the fact that I still wanted the upgraded interior, and I also wanted the newer engine. With the JKs, the older models had the 3.8 liter V6. That engine was a dog. That's what I had inside my old Jeep. The thing was slow. It was not fuel efficient at all. That engine sucked. When you got into the newer Jeeps, you got the 3.6 Pentastar, which is inside of the JLs as well, but they used that Pentastar inside plenty of other vehicles. That engine, it's literally like, it's a workhorse. It's not the it's not the most flashiest of engines, but it gets the job done. It does what it has been proven to last a very long time when maintenance it well. I could have elected to get a JK just with that engine, but I wanted to try out the newer 2-liter turbo that's inside this Jeep. It's a little bit more fuel efficient, and it has a turbo. I wanted to try something a little bit different. That was kind of one of the reasons why I chose to get a JL, just because I wanted the newer engine. And I wanted to try something just different. And honestly, this interior is way better. I'm like really impressed with this interior. It has the same type of blueprint of a Challenger, which I know that's kind of a weird comparison. I had a Challenger before, and you can definitely tell, like, Fiat Chrysler, same type of design, same type of feel inside of here. It feels great. Like, I really like this interior a lot. I think this interior really helps, like, just make it a better daily driver. If I was just gonna buy this vehicle just as a pure toy, just to do off-roading by itself, I would probably have elected to get a JK and just build it up more. Don't get me wrong, I still take this Jeep off-roading. I take the Jeep off-roading actually a lot, but I still use it as my daily. And for me, just having that better or that more creature comforts was kind of like a big contributing factor of why I chose to get a JL over the JK. But, I mean, honestly, it really is up to you. What do you think? Is it worth that extra, couple $1,000s you're going to be saving? If but really at that point in time, if you're really worried about, like, how much you're going to be saving, I would honestly say if you're going to buy it just as an actual toy and just doing more off-roading, I would honestly say, hey, buy an older Jeep, buy a TJ or buy a YJ, just depending on, what you really need. Do you need an unlimited? Do you need the 4 doors? If not, yeah, I would definitely get like the 2-door. I mean, you need a 2-door, JL or JK, but I would get like a TJ. That's what I would honestly do. Build that up, or heck, even get like a Jeep Grand Cherokee, the WK. I had one of those as well. Get the WK2s. Get a ZJ, just like the older Grand Cherokees. If you want something that's going to be strictly just off-roading, that honestly might not be a bad choice as well to do. Buy one of those vehicles, you can build that thing up completely, and you would be saving yourself a lot of money if you wanted to go in that route. But it really just depends on what you're looking for. For me personally, I chose to get the JL just because I wanted a different platform, something different than the JK. But it really is up to you. What do you really want to do, and what do you value the most? But yeah, guys, so this was just a short and quick video talking about what should you get. Should you get a JK or get a JL if you're in the market for a Jeep Wrangler? So let me know, guys, what are you in the market for? Has this video been helpful for you? I'm really curious to know what you guys are thinking. But like that, guys, we upload multiple times a week. Plenty more content on Jeeps, plenty more content living inside LA, plenty more content around cars in general. So if you're interested, check out my channel. And like that, we'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.